Stanislaus De Rola often gets mentioned in various Rolling Stones biographies as a mysterious young aristocrat who got busted with Brian Jones. Apart from the fact that he and Brian were close friends, little is known about him. A fascinating figure in the 1960s as an actor both in Europe and Hollywood, musician, fashion trendsetter, lover of some of the most beautiful women of the time, and friends with a veritable who's who of pop icons. To this day, he remains a man of wealth and taste.
The only different side to him that wasn't apparent to anybody, and that was a very, very dark and morbid side. And he, when things went well, his wife Gina had left him. Gina Cammell.
Yeah.
But when things went right again, that's when Donald killed himself. When his wife had gone back to him, all things were good again. He suddenly decided to put a bullet in his head the way that Turner dies in Performance. And indeed, during the long time it took to get to Donald's house for the rescues, the police and the rescue services, he was still alive. And he went into this period of ecstasy and said that if he'd known how good it was, he would have done it a long time ago.
Really?
And he died like this, in this saintly ecstasy almost, because the brain,
Wow.
expanded in such a way, it gave him such a rush that he was in a kind of bliss, and he died in a very blissful state.
And he said that to you personally, or was that just hearsay?
No, that's what his wife said.
Wow.
She was the only witness to it.
Wow. How much was Donald with Performance, and how much was Nick wrote? Donald wrote it, correct?
Donald not only wrote it, but he directed the actors. Nick shot it and cut it.
Mm.
Nick had nothing to do with the story or with the actor directing the actors. So, if you will, it was a total collaboration.
The stories are Keith used to sit outside that house because Anita was up there with Mick.
Remember, that's the time I was in India, so it's all I can tell you about that is what Keith and what Robert Fraser, Robert Fraser had moved from 23 Mount Street to 120 Mount Street and had rented the place, sublet the place to Keith, but he never moved out.
Oh.
So he was there all the time, and of course, Keith, it's the eternal problem when you're not working on a picture and your girlfriend is the star.
Yes.
It's a real pain in the neck because, if you're not working yourself and so on. And of course, what Donald wanted was this complete merging of these actors, Michel Breton, Mick, James Fox, and Anita.
Right.
And Anita had really played a character that was very much the closest character she ever played to herself.
Right.
This line she had, I want to see things happen and all that. That was typically Anita. That was the kind of thing that Anita always wanted, and she always pushed for. She always wanted the sort of slightly bourgeois aspect of those Rolling Stones, in those days, to burst open and for them to experiment with borderline insanity.
Yeah, and I don't think Michel did very well after that movie.
Michel Breton, no?
Yeah, no. And James Fox.
And James Fox decided, well, there was a time when James Fox was very, very depressed. I used to see quite a lot of him. And when I came back, James Fox eventually had decided that he went through a kind of born-again type of situation and was selling Bibles door to door. And their father was a big-time agent, and the father then developed Edward Fox.
Yeah, his son.
To his other son to replace James, who was the star.
Yeah. And I think he retired for 20 years or something. I don't know if that's...
Yeah, to join the Navigators, I guess it was some sect, Christian sect.
Yeah, it was very, it was quite disturbing that he did that, but it was understandable.
Why is it understandable?
It was understandable because the psychedelics do one thing, is they undermine the scaffolding of your psychic scaffolding, and therefore, like one day Mick turned to me, Mick Jagger said, "Oh my, it's very hard for me to carry on." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because if you lose your ego," he said, "in my profession, it's really not very good because, and we then discussed all these things about ego freedom versus egolessness and so on, and decided that no, you had to carry on regardless and wear it like you would wear an actor's costume to go on stage,
right.
and shouldn't let yourself be affected." But it was extremely hard to come to have everything that you built up suddenly be withdrawn on these coming face to face with a greater aspect of self.
Well, how did you become a survivor and so many casualties?
Because I didn't cling to any given role. I was a consummate sort of mirror of things, and I let reflection slide. A mirror reflects everything and retains nothing per se. I retained plenty at the same time, so that, but I was able to shake it up so much that I survived it.